So we got to talk about this. We have got to talk about this right here. And I will call it I don't know what exactly way that I'm going to describe this. But I might call this the quote unquote, the Paige Beckers problem. And it's not even a problem with Paige Beckers. I have zero, by the way, against Paige Beckers. I have zero against Paige Beckers. I think she had a really good Unrivaled. And by the way, I actually think that the kind of aggression that she has shown in Unrivaled, it better translate back to the WNBA. It better. Because she was just too passive. And as far as skill is concerned, I have absolutely no doubt about it that she is one of the most talented guards to ever play the game right now. Peak for peak, how many guards all time are you taking over Paige Beckers? Taurasi, Caitlin. Like, if you can see, swoops. Like, there's not that many peak for peak guards you're taking over Caitlin Clark. Or say not Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers. Even at this point in time. That is the level she is at. But like, I think we can be real here. She did not deserve to make the all Unrivaled first team. She didn't. She absolutely did not. Winning, like, first of all, her team was garbage. Her team was absolutely garbage in the regular season. They lost like 7 of their last 9 games. The season's 14 games. They went 4-1, if I'm not mistaken, to start the season. And then ended up 6-8. I could be wrong with that, but I think they lost 7 of their last 9 games. Over the last 2/3 of the season, they had a fucking 2-7. Like, what was it? 2-7? A 25% win rate over the last 2/3 of the season. And I understand basketball's a team sport. It's not all on Paige. That's fine. But like, there are literally players. Brittany Sykes put up comparable stats to Caitlin Clark, and her team was in second. She carried a team who was leading from bell to bell till the second last game in Unrivaled and had similar stats to Paige. There's no reason why. And by the way, not only that, Stewie got fucked over in her own league. And if you hear, and by the way, I have no doubt about it that Paige Beckers is a good person. I have no doubt about it. I have never heard the amount of glaze for anyone as Paige Beckers. Like, it is, and by the way, like, it's not going to even benefit her. Like, it is one of these things where I'm just like, the way they talk about Paige Beckers, you're not allowed to say anything negative. We heard Candace Parker. All Candace Parker said which is right, that we are jumping the gun if we are elevating Paige Beckers into the conversations like a Kawhi Leonard conversation for two-way players. That's what we call two-way players. Like, we don't call people that are 9.2 out of 10s on offense and 7.1 out of 10s on defense on their best days. Like, let's be real. On Paige's best day right now, she's at 7 out of 10 on defense at the pro level. Because it's one of those things. There's a big difference between defense in the college and the pros. There really is. And that's why, like, I'd be interested to see how AZ Fudd's defense translates. By the way, exceptional defensively this year in college. Like, I'm shocked at how good her defense has been. But it's a very different thing. Like, you can play defense, especially when you're a older college player. When you're an older college player, you can play defense with here a lot more than your feet. Like, if you've got quick hands and you're smart, you can look solid on the defense. You can look good on the defensive end. And the thing is, at the pro level, you're playing against people that in a lot of cases are smarter. So, and they're more athletic. So in the college, you can get away without kind of elite level foot speed. Even if it's good, you can get away with the elite level foot speed because of your IQ. And at the pro level, a lot of these players I project to be good defenders long term. Like, I project Paige to be a good defender long term. I project I'm trying to think of like the top players. Like, I project Caitlin to be an above average defender because I think she played at about I think they both probably played a similar level defense last year. Caitlin probably a slight edge, but Paige was much better as a rookie on defense than Caitlin's rookie season. So I probably give them both kind of that. But it's like, I do project Paige to I think Paige cares more about the defensive end, so I project Paige to be the better defender out of the two of them. But like, it seems with everything. Like, I heard a 3-minute speech about Paige Beckers when she got giving her all Unrivaled first team. It was like that shit was planned. Like, genuinely. It was planned that she was first team because when the second team was announced, when the all Unrivaled second team was announced, lads, do you know what happened? When that second team was announced? The Paige Beckers fans were like, oh shit. Paige didn't make any all Unrivaled team. Because everyone, after the second team was announced, they all just assumed it was Kelsey Plum, who, by the way, everyone knew one of Kelsey Plum or Leah Boston was going to, and they're going to win MVP. The other one's going to win MVP. If they give Chelsea Gray or Paige Beckers MVP, just end Unrivaled right now as a serious basketball league. But like everyone, even the Paige fans thought she didn't make it, and that's fine. By the way, I think Paige and Chelsea Gray, if both of them are going to be on that first team, fair enough. Fair enough. Like if you're going to put Chelsea Gray on there, Chelsea Gray was Paige with more moments. Chelsea Gray was slightly better in Unrivaled, but I'm not saying Chelsea Gray was that much better than Paige in Unrivaled. Like, she wasn't. Chelsea Gray's team lost almost every game as well. And like, they ended up 6-8 after starting off 3-0. Like, they literally went 3-8 in the last 11 games. When they had Angel Reese, they had Kalia Copper. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, this is mad. This is actually mad. And when you start giving people awards that they don't deserve, and by the way, I don't think Paige, as far as all W second team, I think she was on the line for that. And if you're asking me to list off who the best players in Unrivaled were, based on individual play, and if team success doesn't matter, then okay, yeah, maybe. No, you can't argue Paige was top 3. You could say Paige is definitely top 6. Absolutely. And I would have had no real issue with Paige appearing on the second team. I would have had no issue. Like, I genuinely thought the Stewie was better than her. I thought Stewie getting absolutely robbed, but I also think you could argue that Paige Beckers is better than Alicia Gray. I think Sykes was better than Paige. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sykes was better than Paige. Aaliyah Boston was better than Paige. And Stewie was better than Paige. And it seems like with everything, with the way everything's talked, that it was pre-planned the Paige was on the first team in Unrivaled. I saw a list and it was like listing the best players in Unrivaled, and it was like, it was basically, it wasn't even saying, it wasn't even talking about how best 4 Unrivaled format. And it was like who the best players are, and it had Paige at number 1, like an actual publication of Paige over Stewie, and I'm like, I get it, Stewie's on the back 9 of her career, but like Stewie literally ended the WNBA season am I right in saying on a torn knee she had 30 points and basically went 1v5 because their entire team shit the bed against Phoenix Mercury in game 3 and nearly won. And like there's no way, like if you have Stewie lower than 3 at the minute, you're crazy. You're actually crazy. Like Stewie figured out how to shoot again. If Stewie figures out how to shoot again, Stewie is one of the greatest players of all time. I saw Paige ranked ahead of Stewie on rankings. That's fucking crazy, especially when Stewie had a really good 2025 season. Like, nobody was crazy enough to have Caitlin above Stewie last year. Look, above AT. If you want to put Paige better than AT, Paige is better than AT. Don't get it twisted. Do not get that twisted. She's better than AT. But it's like, she's getting ascended into areas where I'm not even saying that she's not going to hit in the next year or two. And I'm not even saying, like, I'm saying this in a way of, like, Paige Beckers finished last place in the WNBA and somehow got ascended into top 5 player status in last place. And people are like, oh, but, like, look at the player she played with. Only all WNBA Enrique, only starting fucking point guard for the Connecticut Sun who nearly made the finals, Ty Harris. Only Dejanay Carrington, who had just come off an MIP year. Only fucking Louisa Geisels, who was a solid big. And yes, I understand a lot of those players got injured, but they were last place from bell to bell last year. They were bottom 2 from bell to bell. Like, Paige had a good rookie year. But like, people are now saying it was the greatest rookie year of all time. What are we talking about? She scored less points. She scored less points, rebounds, assists on more shots than Caitlin. She shot worse from 2, 3, and the free throw line than Caitlin did as a rookie, and won half the games. She won 10 less games In a season where there were 4 more games. And she missed 6 games. She refused to play in back-to-backs. You look at the WNBA season. She won't play in back-to-backs. And by the way, rightfully so. Prolong your fucking career. Prolong your career. I have no issue with her not playing back-to-backs, by the way. I have no issue with her not playing back-to-backs. What I have an issue with is the league not giving them back-to-backs because she won't play in back-to-backs. I have an issue with that. You've got the Fever and the Liberty have 3 back-to-backs. Have 3. Whereas if you are the Dallas Wings, who are a team that their superstar won't play in back-to-backs, they've got no back-to-backs. That's what I have an issue with. The treatment of Paige Beckers, and by the way, I'm not there. Like she's ascended to a level. Like they're putting her at a level that I actually think she's going to ascend to. Like I think when we're all said and done, when it's all said and done, Paige is going to be one of the 10 greatest players to ever play. I have no doubt about that. And obviously, when we're looking at other guards, there is a very real possibility that Paige Beckers is the 2nd greatest guard to ever play, but peak for peak, because no one's going to have Taurasi's longevity. Peak for peak, she's the 2nd best guard to ever play, but you've then got but the best guard to ever play just happens to be 4 months younger than her. There is a world where that happens, or it might swap. The fact is that if we look at players, for example, a Luka and an SGA, Luka was by far the best player until 18, up to a point, and SGA has overtaken Luka. As much as I fucking hate to say it, I think Luka will figure shit out. I think you put a proper team around Luka, Luka is the better player, but SGA at this point in their careers, SGA has overtaken Luka, and that shit happens. But look, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where I'm we are looking at this, and it's just, at what stage does I don't know if it's UConn bias, and by the way, it's not UConn bias because Stewie's getting fucked over. Do you want to know what the bias is? It is we chose Paige when she was 17 to be the face of basketball, but the world chose Caitlin Clark. We want to be proven right, as in WNBA media, these voters, the WNBA media, who would rather write an article calling Caitlin Clark racist for I don't even know what, where you've got calling Caitlin Clark Caitlin Clark. I'm not joking. Caitlin Clark gets angry at herself and slams a water bottle into the ground. And there is a think piece from a credentialed journalist about how she acts like a white teenage boy and used the privilege to come with that. Paige Beckers shouts at a ref and follows the ref shouting at the ref. It's nothing. And by the way, I'm happier to see Paige lose her shit at refs because there's at least some emotion. This is not stoic, passive fucking Paige that ended her UConn career with no emotion. This is actually a Paige Beckers that cares. I'm actually happy about that. But I'm Caitlin Clark shouts at the ref, and there's think pieces calling her every fucking slur for a white American under the sun. And Paige Beckers does the exact same thing, and it's it's literally just one of those things where it's flirting versus harassment. Caitlin Clark says anything to a ref. Oh, is Caitlin Clark bad for the game? She's a bad role model. Paige, look at the passion. I'm fuck off. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Paige Beckers crashes out. All these players do. It's basketball. It is sport. At the end of the day, this is something that that people are, that it's one of these things where this has become another set where it's if you don't support Paige and give Paige every single award, you're on one side of the fucking political spectrum. But at the end of the day, it's fucking basketball. It's fucking basketball. And I'm obviously, I try to look as far away from what's going on in America as possible. I understand the climate is fucking nuts over there. I understand I don't know what the hell is going on. And I'm it's one of those things where I'm for my own mental sanity, naivety is the best thing to go about this. But at the end of the day, it seems it's overshadowing almost Paige's actual basketball, giving her awards that she does not deserve. Awards that she is, and again, at some stage in her career that I'm absolutely confident that she's going to get and earn. But yeah, that's one of those things where I'm it's really, really frustrating. Really frustrating. But anyway, see you guys.